Alright y'all, what's up? It's your girl Lynette, Life With Us TV, and you all asked me to come through with the donut recipe that I was raving about in my previous vlog. So y'all know y'all asked, I'm going to deliver. Now shout out to Keto Focus because I saw her recipe and I just tweaked it a little bit. So this isn't an original recipe. I got it from her and just tweaked it to my liking. So let's go to the kitchen and we're gonna make these donuts together. Let's go. All right, as y'all can see from the thumbnail, today we are making donuts, and not just any donut. We are making donuts that are lower in carb. I will not dare to call them keto donuts, because what y'all ain't gonna do is send the keto police over here and they dissect all of the ingredients that we're gonna use. All right, so first of all, you're gonna need some almond flour, and not just any almond flour. You need super fine, and what that pretty much means is that it is finely milled, a really fine type of almond flour. If you have some that's a little coarser, it'll be fine, but your donut won't be as airy. You need some whey protein powder. You can either use vanilla or cookies and cream. I suggest the cookies and cream. Monk fruit sweetener, and I like to use the golden kind. Xanthan gum, baking powder, and salt. And to add to what I've already showed you, you're also going to need sour cream, butter. I prefer Kerrygold butter. I think you should too. And hot water. So this is the base for the donut. If you're asking what type of donut this is a denser donut than Krispy Kreme, but not as dense as your Dunkin' Donuts. So I like to call these my duck donuts. If you've ever been to a duck donuts, you know that it's the perfect match and the perfect marry between those two donuts. So if that's the texture you like and that's the kind of donut you like, then you're gonna love these donuts. All right, for the chocolate that's gonna go on top of the donuts, you're gonna need some baking chips. So I use the Lily semi-sweet style. As you can see, it is 0 sugar. They use sugar alcohol in these. So this is an awesome alternative to your regular chocolate chips. MCT oil. If you don't have MCT oil, just regular coconut oil will do. This is for your chocolate glaze. We will also be glazing these in a Krispy Kreme style. So what you would need is a sugar-free or a sugar alternative confectioner sugar. Swerve is the one that you really should go with. So do Swerve, heavy whipping cream, and vanilla extract. All right, while we're in the baking and the frying process, make sure that you prep your area for the donuts when they come out. You're gonna need a cooling area. So I have 2 wire racks here and a baking sheet, and this is where my donuts will sit after they come out of the grease and or the oven. And then also when we glaze the donuts, this will actually be where they rest at as well. This recipe is gonna make 8 donuts. So first, you're gonna need 2 cups of almond flour, 1/2 cup of your whey protein powder, and as I told you all, I have the cookies and cream flavor, 2 tablespoons of monk fruit sweetener, the golden kind, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and you do want to level this off. And if y'all didn't know, this is what this is for. Y'all thought I forgot about that half, didn't y'all? And 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, so now that I have all my dry ingredients together, I'm just going to give it a good mix to incorporate them together. And 1/2 cup of melted butter, 1/4 cup of sour cream, full fat, not any of that half fat, low fat. You need the full fat for this recipe, and that's 1/4. And 1/4 cup of hot water. You don't have to boil it, you can get it out the tap, but make sure that it is hot. And now we mix. I almost forgot the ingredient that's gonna make it cake-like, xanthan gum. So 2 teaspoons of xanthan gum. And it's gonna get sticky on you. So that's how you know that you've incorporated it really, really well. All right, so now that I have knocked out all of the ingredients from out of my whisk, I'm gonna go ahead and wet my hands. Wetting your hands will allow you to mess around with the ingredients without it sticking to your hands. So I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna come back. All right, as I told you all when we first started, this is supposed to make 8 donuts. So what I'm gonna do is, I've learned this from trial and error. I'm gonna go ahead and try to make 8 balls already so that I can make sure that I have 8 donuts when we're done. So usually the balls are about this size. So You roll them in the palm of your hand. And it's just like picking up a chunk. Like there's no method to the madness, but you do want to make sure that you have your 8. So with this recipe right here, you can either opt to bake the donuts or you can fry the donuts. I like them both ways, but today I'm going to show you both. So I'm going to do 4 fried and I'm going to do 4 in this lovely donut tin right here. Go ahead and spray your tins. And since we already have the balls rolled out, you're going to just take these and just mold it into it. Now that I have those filled, I'm going to go ahead and fill my empty wells with water. If you don't know that that's a trick to make sure that your pans don't burn up and start corroding early is if you don't have it in use while you're baking something in them, fill them with water. Alright, so I'm about to put these in the oven on 325 for about 10 minutes. I'm going to check on them. I like for mine to get a little golden brown, so it may be 12 minutes, but I'll let you know at the end. Alright, while I have those in the oven baking, let me go ahead and start on the ones that we're going to fry. So you probably say, well, how in the heck are we going to get this as a donut shape? That's easy. What you do is you take your ball, make sure your hands are wet, and you start rolling it out into a snake. And you want to make it to about this length. What is that, about 5 to 6 inches? And then curve it around and pinch the ends and form it as best as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not mass producing here. Alright, keep rolling your dough out until you get 4 or 8, depending on if you want to fry all 8. That looks like this. Alright, y'all, get your grease to about 350 and go ahead and place your donuts in the grease. Alright, as you can see, they don't take long at all. So in about 30 seconds, flip your donuts. They don't take long at all. Alright, so now that these have come out the oven, I ended up cooking them for 12 minutes in the oven on 325. And then I ended up putting them on a broil, a high broil, for about 15 seconds. So watch it so that you can get this nice color on the top, because they will come out, they will look a little blonde. Alright, so we're going to get to making this glaze. Let's move over to the other side. Alright, so here comes the Lily's chips. We're going to use 3.5 ounces of Lily's chips. Alright, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of MCT oil. Then we're going to microwave it for about 30 seconds at a time. Stir it, stir it, stir it. Alright, so this was about 1 minute and 10 seconds in the microwave, so it's nice and velvety smooth. So what we're going to do now is set that aside just for 1 minute, because you don't want to glaze the donuts while it's too hot. Alright, so now that we're waiting for that to cool down a little bit, I'm going to start on my Krispy Kreme glaze. So we're going to need a 1/4 cup of the Swerve Confectioner's sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. And let's get to stirring it up. Then it goes in the microwave for about 5 to 10 seconds. Alright, so I lied, it was more like 20 seconds. So do it in 10-second increments so that it will come out like this. Now, I'm going to set that to the side just for a little bit like I did the chocolate. But while I'm waiting for that to set, I'm going to start working with the chocolate. Alright, so now we're going to start dipping our donuts. And it is just a simple dip, spin. So now I'm going to do one of the fried ones. Alright, and now for a little bonus donut. Come on now. What? What? With some bacon on it and just a little bit of maple drizzle. Y'all don't know about that donut right there. All right, so this is how you make homemade donuts that are lower in carb. Let me know down in the comments if you decide to go ahead and make these for yourself. And all of the ingredients that we are able to find on Amazon, we will link them down below so that you can purchase those easily straight from VA, the dirty South. 2 up, 2 down. Hello.